Hello everybody and welcome to Miranda Detailing, where we make satisfying detailing videos. Today's video is part 2 of the Lexus detail, so if you want to check out part 1, click the links down below and that'll lead you to the part 1 video. Guys, if you enjoy videos like this, then consider subscribing and clicking that bell. That way you get notifications each time our videos drop each week and you don't miss stuff. Enjoy!
Okay guys, so here's why you want to clean your cap before you start applying any coatings. I just opened this and check this out. I haven't wiped the the neck of the bottle yet, but you can see in here these little, man, I don't even know if the camera will pick that up. These little rings of glass. Look at that. So that's hardened inside the cap. So a little bit of the coating has gotten away in the cap and it's hardened. Over just a few weeks is when I used this bottle last. See if I can break it. Yep. But you don't want that going onto your towel and then onto your paint. These are basically little shards of glass. There's a few of them in here. So there's another one. There's basically a little shard of glass. It's the hardened coating. Yep. It's a little shard of glass. It's pretty awesome, huh? That's what this stuff hardens into. Glass. That's what it is. SiO2. Another useful thing for these little micro suede applicators is to clean the caps of the bottles. So clean it really, really well. Make sure there's nothing in there. Clean this out as well. Basically, you want to clean it out every single time you use it. So I'll be having the bottle open like this as I use it. There's only a little bit in here anyway, and I'm going to be opening up a new bottle. So make sure this tip of the bottle, the threads, are all clean and free of any glass shards. So here's where we begin. We are going to coat this entire panel here. It's a pretty small panel. So we're using our soft microfiber applicator. I put a little bit extra when beginning to kind of prime it, and then after that you don't need much. So let's begin with, I kind of trace out all the top borders of the panel and make my way down, making sure to not miss anything. And then I cross hatch over. I don't really do circular motions with this, so I will simply go cross hatch and make sure I don't miss anything. And I can already see it starting to evaporate, starting to flash away. It's still pretty warm in here. I do have my air conditioner on. That's why it's been kind of noisy. If the microphone is picking that up, I'm not sure. I can see it flashing away now. It does really help to have these LED lights here with the flat lighting that bounces off the panel, because then you can see the coating much easier. So let's begin to wipe off the initial residue. And this really does come off very, very easy. Again, we're working with jet black paint, so you can pretty much see everything on here. For other colors, lighter colors, silver, it's a little bit of a challenge, but again, you can still see it. You just have to tilt your head and have proper lighting and make sure to look everywhere. So that gets the majority of it. And then just one final pass with your check light. So just get your LED light and just go over the panel really lightly. You can tell where the coating has been applied because it does grab just a little bit. So that's why you use just a very light touch. And that's pretty much it. That looks really, really good. Make sure to catch these areas down here. Sometimes they get missed. This poor thing does have a lot of road rash down here, so, and around emblems. Make sure to get around emblems really, really well. All right. That looks really good. So let's continue on to the hood. So we're going to work in a small section. And again, I feel that the microfiber applicator here, I think it spreads the product better, or maybe it just feels like it does. The applicator slides along really, really well. Where the other micro suede, I don't know, it just feels unnatural. Like this, I can really have good movement with my hand, you know. The other applicator, it's just a weird block, and I just don't like that. So you can clearly see it. That kind of, it just looks like a grease on the paint. That rainbow effect you'll start to see also. So after about a minute or so from when you applied it, use light pressure. Not even pressure, just let the towel kind of glide along the paint and pick up the bulk of the residue, and then you can go back over it with the second towel, pick up anything else, go over the application border of where you were. So go over here. You can feel it. The paint will actually feel slick on the uncoated paint. Again, it's just the nature of this coating. And even other base layer coatings are like that. They are a little bit more grabby. All right, nice. So we will move on down here, and you'll see how we'll apply it right onto the PPF film with no problem. It goes right over it, gives it the same protection. There are other dedicated PPF film coatings. They just have different properties, but this will still protect the same way. This is really neat. You can actually see on this like gunmetal gray, it's not really chrome. It looks like chrome on camera, but it's not. But you could really see the cool rainbow effect on there. I just kind of overlapped onto it. You can kind of see it on the paint too. You can see the colors, but you can really see it on there. It shows up. And again, not to worry, let me show you how easy it is to remove. Residue just wipes right off. So this is the first towel to remove the first application here of the coating. You can see it wipes right off, no problem. Then your second towel with lights. Make sure again to kind of overlap, go over the area where you had applied it, just to make sure that there's nothing that may have moved onto the next section or the next panel, because that will dry and be left as a high spot. All right, nice. Good. So this is moving along really, really well. So I'm going to blast away on the rest of the vehicle, and that will pretty much be it. The wheels are done, and we'll kind of show you a little bit of the after indoors, and then hopefully if it's sunny outside tomorrow, we will get the rest of the footage tomorrow in the sun.
So I continue with the coating process. Now on a black vehicle, when you're applying a ceramic coating, you need to make sure to be extra vigilant about wiping off all of the residue on every square inch. If you don't, you're going to end up with high spots, and those high spots will show up outside in either the full sun or in the shade with flat light, and you will see those high spots. Now with some coatings, you can just simply use a polish or a compound and remove that high spot and be fine. But if you can't remove that high spot with just polishing or compounding, you may actually have to wet sand it and then compound and polish. Now that's with coatings that are extremely hard. In my experience with CQuartz, you can just use a light polish the day after and remove some of the high spots on the paint and you will be fine, at least in my experience. So again, just make sure to use plenty of microfibers, plenty of lights, and wipe off all the residue that you can find.
So everything is coated except for these grill pieces. So here's what we're going to do. I have a little skewer here, a little bamboo skewer, pointy end, and then you have this little flat end. Seems to me that, yeah, maybe the pointy end would work, but the flat end would work also. So here's what we can do. So I've taken a microfiber towel and I cut it, and let's see if this can work, and if not, we'll try something else. This should work really well to get into these areas, so maybe I won't fold it as much, but yeah, that'll work. So I'm going to, ooh, that was way too much. Oh yeah, here we go. That will work superbly. Superbly. It's just going to take some time. But here you really will not see high spots. So you can go a little heavier and not worry too much about wiping everything, because you're not going to see it in these grills. And it'll just add more protection anyway. Beautiful. That does it for coating. All right, it is finished. So what I'll do is let it sit overnight. I'll take care of the tires and the exhaust tips tomorrow. And everything is looking great. The trim is looking beautiful. Paint is super, super glossy and now protected. It's coated. This monstrous grill is all coated and looking beautiful. These crazy lights are all polished and coated as well. All right, looking great. All right, last thing that we're going to do, or last two things that we're going to do, address the tires and address the exhaust tips, which really aren't too bad, so they'll polish up really nicely. So let's get these tires dressed up. Oh, hello. We're going to use your tail? Can I use your tail? No? Maybe just for a little bit? That's rude. Ew. Ew. No. All right, so we're going to use some Chemical Guys VRP. Hey. Hey. I'm busy here. Mm-hmm. This really does dress up the tire beautifully, and these tires are really nice, so almost any dressing will look amazing on these tires. So I love using these little polisher pads. I know they're polishing pads, but you can squish them to kind of fit the tire. So these are low profile tires, but look how well that it applies. Really, really nice. All right, so one tire down, 3 more to go. Really? Really? So one last thing to do, the exhaust tips, which really are not bad at all. So we're going to take a microfiber towel, some AM metal polish, and apply a little bit and just use the microfiber to polish them up a little bit. Doesn't really take much at all because they're really not in bad shape. Polished up, looking really nice. So guys, check this out. This applicator we used with Carpro a couple of weeks ago on a vehicle, which we still have not edited yet. It was a brand new Ford F-150. Now, I soaked this still with the other towels, and the other towels I'm not going to use for exterior. I'm going to just degrade them to interior stuff only. But check this out. That is unusable. This side is still soft. This side, not so much. These applicators are great for ceramic coatings because they're plastic lined, and they'll save, they're called like microfiber savers or something like that. But they will preserve your coating a little bit more. It'll make it go longer without soaking into the foam pad that's inside. So it kind of stays on the surface. Really awesome applicators to use. I still use these. I didn't use this, of course. This was used for like compounding and polishing in small areas. But I still use these round applicators also, which I love. But I have one more of these that I'm going to use for another job. But yeah, pick these up. These are great. But remember, once you use them, even if you soak them with CQuartz at least, don't use them again for anything else. It's crunchy. And that's basically crystallized glass. Pretty awesome though. This coating is awesome. So here's the finished product. Engine bay is cleaned, dressed, looking amazing. This huge grille looking awesome. So let's close this. It's looking extremely glossy. Wheels and tires are done. No interior work was done on this, but door jambs were cleaned and protected. Looking so nice. Exhaust tips looking great. Windshield cowl and all the plastics dressed and looking really, really nice. Look at that grill. All right, so this one is done. I wish the sun was out, but still you can tell the paint is looking incredible. All those marks are gone. The bird bomb etching gone. It is looking amazing. All right, guys, the Lexus is done. If you can't tell already, it is really humid out here. Not so hot as it is humid. It's like mid-80s, but man, today was killer with the humidity. So you saw the Lexus, we pulled it out, we did some after shots, and it's looking beautiful. So I pulled it back in. This job was fun. Single stage paint enhancement, and then coating with CQuartz UK edition, and it's looking beautiful. So guys, hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, like it, share it with others who may enjoy it. Don't forget to subscribe and click that bell. That way you get notifications each time our videos drop each week and you don't miss stuff. And if you're interested in any of the tools or the products that we use, click the links down below. Some go to Amazon if you want to purchase some of those products on Amazon, but I also have a bunch of them that go to Car Guy Supplies. So definitely check them out. CarGuySupplies.com has a ton of awesome tools and products and a bunch of detailing stuff, as well as a bunch of our videos on there with how-tos. So go check out the website and the links down below. So thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you in the next one. Have a great day.